again. Intro was ruined. I want to do it again. Let's get into the door, Mario. Okay. Anyway, welcome everyone to another episode of Super Mario 64. Pretty much played by me, Hickory Diesel, and pretty much it's going to be played for the Super Retro, for the Super Retro Gaming Channel and such. Hosted by me, Hickory Diesel, and my good friend
Bonnie, also known as Ultimate7. I'm the guy that's playing the DS version. So hey, yes. Folks, welcome back to the original.
Yeah, so pretty much last time that we left off, we finished up all the stars in Wet Dry World, as well as getting all the stars right on the first go of Tall Mountain. So pretty much, like I said, pretty much welcome to part 1 of the finale of Super Mario 64, where we're going to be getting 12 more stars, and then in the next episode, we're going to be finishing up the whole entire game. So, to start things off, we are going to go into Course 13, Tiny Huge Island.
And my favorite stage of the entire game, actually. So.
Yes, and honestly, like, in terms of creativity and everything, like, right next to slightly a bit with Wet Dry World and everything, like, Tiny Huge Island definitely has to be, like, at least in terms of, like, you know, creativeness and everything that the third floor offers and everything, it is definitely up there and such. Now it's not all that creative anymore, because, like, you know, we've already seen this gimmick before with, like, Big World and Super Mario Bros. 3 and such. But this is the first time where basically the team is taking that exact same concept and making it into a 3D world this time. So, basically the gimmick with Tiny Huge Island is that, like, there are 3 paintings right here and such. This painting, you cannot go in no matter what and everything.
That was just decoration, pretty much.
Yes. However, the other 2 paintings you can go in, but each of them have their own little gimmicks and such. So, to show what I mean by that, we're going to start right over here in this painting, and which we look to be, like, slightly more bigger than this painting in of itself. So let's see what happens when we go in. So welcome to Tiny Huge Island with star number 1, Pluck the Piranha Flower. And welcome to Tiny Huge Island. So yeah, like I said, basically for anyone that has played Big World and Super Mario Bros. 3, well, this is a gimmick of Tiny Huge Island and everything. There's one part in the world where pretty much, like, you are big and everything else is very, very small, including the platform in of itself. However, there is another part in Tiny Huge Island where pretty much the exact opposite is the truth, in which pretty much you're small, but the platforms and even the enemies themselves can be actually very big and everything. And pretty much there are 2 ways you could actually get. To basically a Big World. And this is actually one of the ways you can get to Big World. Basically a switch between big and small. You just go into this warp pipe right here. And this is the warp pipe
into the big one. And look how humongous everything is compared to you.
Yes. And basically this is basically this is the warp pipe to where, like, I think I might... No, I didn't die, actually. Surprisingly. Okay, there we go. Alright, so basically that's the gimmick of this world and everything. And we actually do need to be on this part of... And now I'm gonna die. Yep. Alright, now luckily, much like in any other world and everything, this stage actually is very generous on giving you some, at least giving you some 1-ups. So there is actually
also very generous with the blue coins as well.
Yes.
But only in the Big Island, as far as
yes,
only in the Big Island.
Pretty much like, we will show that off and everything once we, pretty much once we get to the Big Island, in of itself and everything. But pretty much like, there's your 1-up mushroom, in which, like, you can get, as many times as you want. So you don't have to worry, luckily right over there was no, like, a pit or anything for me to fall into.
No, that's just the edge of the world, so you're fine.
Yeah.
So you're fine. Alright, so you go ahead and, alright, jump. Yeah, careful as well, because this piranha's a troll sometimes.
He can be a troll and such. So, alright, so basically what you gotta do...
The moment you get into the platform, the fire hits you, and then you basically get
Yes.
You know the usual.
Alright, so basically all you gotta do is just start, like...
Oh, and it hurts like hell as well.
Alright, so I pretty much just start beating up on 5 piranha plants, and there you go, there's the start. And just so you know, like, how big, like, yeah, Big World is, look, pretty much look how high you're jumping right over here, in this part right here. Where pretty much if I was to go back into like, the small layer and everything, I would be basically jumping like normal and such.
Oh, that was changed for the DS version, because in the DS version you can still jump as normal.
Oh, interesting, alright.
That wasn't in the DS version, as far as I remember.
Alright, so the next stage, you know what? Alright, I'm gonna go back to Tiny World for actually, yeah, I'll go back to Tiny World.
Tip top of the huge island. Alright.
Yeah, tip top of the huge island. So pretty much there are 2 ways you can get the start. Pretty much this is just more so the easy way and everything, because I'm basically taking a shortcut for this one. But pretty much like there is another way you can get the start if you want like a bit more of a challenge or pretty much an adventure behind it and everything. Which basically I'll show that off in the very next star actually. But yeah, pretty much like I said, everything is tiny, including these black balls. These black balls right there are also very tiny as well too.
And they hurt like hell, so be careful.
Yes, they do also hurt, but instead, once we get over here, and yep, and now everything is large, as mentioned before, including these big Goombas. So pretty much, alright. So depending on the big Goombas, if you were to stomp on them like normal, you still get a yellow coin. However, I don't actually there should be one down here.
There's a 2 at the bottom.
Alright, now if you were to ground pound them, and make sure you ground pound them as close as you can, but not too close. So if you were to ground pound them, there you go, free blue coin for you. So pretty much like it definitely makes getting the 100 coin star at this stage fairly easy, I would say.
Fairly easy. The easiest one, without a doubt, we all know is Big Blue Song. So that stage
pretty much
loves.
Pretty much there's Chuckia, but I'm just gonna leave it be for now.
Careful though, because okay, there we go.
Alright, so for this one, all you gotta do is just cross this platform.
And if you don't fall off, of course.
Yeah, if you don't fall off, which was thankfully like thankfully in Big World, like it's not really pretty much not long, like pretty much like it's not too easy to fall off. However, if I was to do this in Tiny World, then yeah, I would definitely be falling off. Alright, so now pretty much I'll go ahead and show you what happens if you were to enter into this painting instead. Because up next, we got another rematch with Koopa the Quick. Pretty much if you go right here, there you go. So instead of getting like one tiny Goomba coming after you, you get 3 giant Goombas and such. And just like last time, you were to ground pound them, you were to get some, you can be able to get some coins for you. You also have this Lakitu right here, getting ready to throw some Spinies at you. So don't worry. Yes, alright, I'll go ahead and show it off. There he is. So pretty much there's a fish right there. If he sees you and everything, he's gonna try to swim towards you as fast as he can. And if he eats you up, then pretty much that's an instant life loss right there. And pretty much you also got that Shy Guy right here. Let's see if I can get... Okay. Oh! Nope, not this time.
Oh, damn it. You were so close. I actually forgot about that part, since I rarely take those huge islands, actually.
And pretty much it's not too hard to see why like some people prefer taking a shortcut and everything, because yeah, pretty much that win right there can mess you up and such from time to time, as it does with me.
At least in the DS version, it's much more generous.
Yes. But pretty much like yeah. So pretty.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk. Since we're getting close to the end, let's talk. Since we're still gonna answer the question of which version is better. For me, I can see that the original has its advantages as well, but I'm gonna be a little biased. I'm gonna go with the DS version, because the DS version, to me, feels a lot better in terms of not only graphics, but in terms of controls at times. I know most 64 fans are gonna disagree with me there. They're gonna say, "Oh, but the controls fuck up the experience." I get it. I do understand, but I grew up with the game. I grew up with the DS version, so and this guy grew up with the original, so that's gonna be
Oh, actually, hey, no, I can always show it off later. But pretty much like I've got to show you guys like pretty much the supposed like a flagpole, like the new like goal that, like, Koopa the Quick will basically, like, want you to race towards and everything. But basically, we'll show it off right here. Okay, I got a normal point out of that. Okay. Long time no see. Actually, yeah. Did you want to be Koopa the Quick?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Alright, go ahead.
Long time no see. Wow, you have gotten fast. Have you been training on the slide, or is it the power of the stars? I've been feeling down about losing the last race. This is my home course. How about a rematch? The goal is in Windswept Valley. Are you ready? Set, go!
Alright, so pretty much just like last time, lawn jumps. Whoops. Do as many lawn jumps as you can and such. The more lawn jumps you do, the better you are at winning the race.
And if you don't die.
Yeah. And pretty much like, yeah, you don't die by falling off the ledge or anything like that. Whoop! Like that!
Yeah, like
just like that. Just like that. Okay, you know what? Alright, you know what? Since I did actually show off, like, you know, how to get to the other side a legit way, then yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and use the shortcut.
But anyway, while you do that, I was gonna mention, you know.
Alright, so pretty much at least for me, so I can't really comment on the DS too much, since that, like, you know, I'm only seeing like gameplay footage as opposed to me actually playing the game for myself and everything. But based on the gameplay footage that, like, I've seen, I will admit there are some parts in like Mario 64 to where, at least in terms of like the DS and such. There are some parts in the DS version and everything, which I will admit actually does make like pretty much does improve a little bit on some like some of the stuff that was in the original 64, such as like pretty much such as like, you know, having like, you know, other characters like helping you like get certain stars and making like certain star missions very easy, aka Luigi. I pretty much there's that as well too, and I actually do appreciate them like trying to add like, you know, as many new courses, like yeah, trying to add as many new courses and stars as they can and everything, just so like, you know, pretty much people don't feel like, you know, it's just like a carbon copy of like, you know, the original 64, it's just that, like, you know, it's on a handheld now instead of like a console and such.
I personally prefer the DS version because it has more stages. That's number one. Number two, it has more characters, and to me, more characters equals more fun because, you know, the amount of replayability you have. Okay, I'll let you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, go focus on the race and I'll continue.
I know, go ahead, like, you know, you can still talk, I just, basically need to, yeah. I basically, for me, like, not only do I need to focus on a long jump, but I gotta make sure the camera's working with me as well, too.
Okay, well, anyway. Yeah, to me, more characters equals more fun because you have a lot of replayability, because sometimes you might think, what happens if I do this with this character? And to me, that's a good thing. Yeah, now, I do understand where the criticism for the game comes from, like the controls, you know, because the controls were switched around because, you know, the DS has a D-pad, it doesn't have like a joystick. I understand the complaints there, but as a kid, it never really, you know, affected my opinion of the game. Because I did try the original years ago on an actual N64, because long ago I had a neighbor near my grandmother's house that had an N64. I actually played the game on his N64, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is what the fuss is all about.
Yeah, no, and pretty much, like, you know, I will say this and everything, like, I pretty much do see, like, you know, gameplay of, like, you know, you and other people that I have seen, like, giving, like, you know, DS version a chance and everything, like, it has definitely made me want to, like, you know, try to get, like, you know, the DS version, like, you know, a chance whenever I get around to, like, that version and such. Whether it be me playing it through either, like, you know, pretty much either me playing it through either, like, you know, pretty much on the gaming channel or on, like, the co-op gaming channel, whichever comes first and such. Like, you know, I definitely do want to give the DS game a try and such. And
don't let the criticism of the controls, you know, steer you away, because I'm the type of person that I'm like, try the game first and see if you like it.
Yeah,
don't let the criticism of the controls.
Yeah, same here. Like, pretty much, like, yeah, that's also my philosophy as well too. Like, you know, just try the game out for yourself at first and everything. And even if you have, like, mastered it to the best of your ability, if there's still some parts in the game that's, like, you know, prevent you from enjoying it completely and everything, then that's fine. So it's like I said, like, you know, even though I do like Mario 64 myself and everything, there is a lot of stuff, like, at least in terms of, like, the original version and everything, that can ruin, like, you know, that can make for, like, you know, a bad experience for, like, other people, for other players out there and such.
I'll tell one experience, you know.
Go ahead.
I'll tell one experience in a bit, but first.
Alright.
No way, you beat me again! And I just spent my entire savings on these new Mach 1 sprint shoes. Alright, that was different in the DS version.
Yes.
The Mach 1, instead it was Super Koopa shoes, or something like that.
I believe you are right, yes.
Here,
I'm already seeing my head!
Here, I guess I have to hand over this to the winner of the race. Congrats, Mario.
Hold on a second. Here we go? I guess?
What's the next one? I think it's Cupcake.
Okay, so, alright, fun fact. This next star, this was a star that was only in the N64 version. This was not in the DS at all. So here you go, Barney. Your first exposure to 5 itty-bitty secrets.
I've heard of this one. I think I've heard of this one.
So basically, all I gotta do, you see this hole right here? So pretty much this hole right here does hold a secret, but I gotta get to the other side to get to that hole.
Oh, yes.
I
do remember this one.
I know. Alright. So pretty much this is a star where pretty much like, you actually need to stay. You actually do need to stay in Small Island no matter what and such. And because of that, pretty much you will get to see it. Like, even though, like, you know, the concept, like, pretty much the concept of going from, like, a big and small is very cool and everything. There are some parts within this world and everything that, like, can make some people not like Tiny Huge Island all that much. And pretty much the Tiny Island is pretty much one of the reasons, because like I said, there's lots of spaces in the Tiny Island where pretty much like, you gotta make for some very tight platforming, like that one right there. And it's
easy to die too. So.
It is easy to die, so there you go, alright. So pretty much there's one easy secret you need to find. And there's another one right over here, and yeah, I had a feeling you were gonna do that, but I'll take it.
That Goomba actually helped. Look at that.
Yeah, he did actually. And alright, so here's another one, so you had to get to the other side to get this one. And not only this, but there's also another person that we do need to speak to, and we already did see him. So yeah, he's only in the Tiny Island and such, so we do need to speak to him to get the cannon ready for the next star.
Alright, buddy, you know the drill.
Where's the cannon? What? You expected to fit in this tiny hole? Is it the hole?
And yeah, the number one award for the worst enemy in the game, in terms of the original, is these assholes. I hate these assholes with a passion.
Yeah, pretty much these little like balls that shoot fire at you and everything. Like, pretty much like they can make your experience in Tiny Huge Island even more frustrating and such.
They make Chuck Yes look like nothing, in my opinion.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because Chuck Yes do suck, yes, but at least they don't throw fire.
No, they don't. No, they don't. At the very least, you can still like pick up a Chuck Yeah, literally like chunk them off and such.
Exactly.
Pretty much with these guys and everything, you literally can't do anything to kill them and such. You literally just like gotta try your best to stay out of their way and such.
And they're super annoying too.
Yeah.
And also they don't give you space to breathe. The moment they shoot a fire, they shoot another one. They don't give you space to breathe. The DS version, the DS version changed that completely. Yeah, alright, so I will crawl right there. I will just basically
okay, you know what? Usually I try not to crawl too much and everything. You know what? Yeah, let's see what happens if I was. Whoop.
Yeah, just crawl.
Don't know what. Oh, you know.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
there we go.
Alright, a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, right there.
Okay, well, alright, what do you know? Alright, so that's the only time where, you know what? Okay, yeah, like, if you're having trouble on that one, just try to crawl. Like, pretty much just crawl and such.
Now, in this one, you might be saying, what's this pot of water? Well, if you ground pound it, something interesting happens.
Yes, and pretty much, and actually, that's gonna come much later, at the very last star, before the 100 coins, actually. Keep that in mind. And pretty much, as you saw, pretty much as you saw, the star is actually way over there on that tiny island and such. And yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Okay, no, it's alright. We can do it again. But pretty much like yeah, alright. So that star was on the island where pretty much like Barney got his star from a klepto and such. So pretty much all we gotta do is that like, one, don't die. But pretty much what we also gotta do is make sure. Let's see if I can try to get it. If I can. Okay, we got it. But pretty much I know a way to get that star. All you gotta do is just pretty much step on the switch and pretty much just follow this like a bridge just to get to the other side. Yeah. Alright, so
at least we know where they are now, so it's not gonna be that big of a deal. Oh, and also, I was also gonna mention, as you notice, the Goombas don't hurt you in this.
No, they don't. But pretty much like you saw and everything, like yeah, they can give you like some very good knockback and such.
And as some comedy Johnny says, knockback. Oh, I hate knockback.
Yeah, so does James Rolfe, actually.
Really? Oh yes.
Yes, he does.
Right, that's right. This game is a masterpiece. I love it.
A masterpiece of shit, I mean.
Well, I never said it'd be easy. So you watch his Castlevania.
Okay, actually that was my bad. I thought that like I thought I was gonna land on the beach and such, but no, wrong way. That was my bad.
If you've seen his Castlevania marathon from like 2009, you're gonna get that right.
Pretty much I haven't seen that episode in years, actually.
It's one of my favorite episodes he's ever done, actually.
Nice.
And as we all know, he hates Castlevania too. So.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Pretty much he hated it so much that was literally his very first episode that he ever did. Pretty much long before he ever became the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Was that episode made us like a review of it before it turned into?
Pretty much like from what I understand and everything, like yeah, pretty much it was just more like. More like a regular review and everything, just kind of like something he was just like, kind of doing just like a side project and such, and pretty much it wasn't until like the second episode that he ever did where like he covered Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde that pretty much like slowly but surely that like the Angry Video Game Nerd character that we all know and love was slowly like start to become a regular thing and such.
I prefer some episodes where he's himself at times, because it's interesting to see him, not be the character.
Did you see that?
What?
I pretty much, I don't know if you saw that and such, but literally, okay. You might have to check it out, like in a post episode. But pretty much there was a part where like a small Goomba was literally like running after me so fast that pretty much he literally drowned himself.
Okay, I'll have to watch the replay once you upload it to YouTube.
Yes. There we go. Alright, now let's try to get started this time, and we should be able to get it from here.
Yes. Yeah. Try not to speed up too much.
So right here. And
yeah,
then
that piranha can.
Yeah. So pretty much you want to try to cross this bridge right here, and there we go. And finally, our first 100 star. Alright, but we're not done yet. We still got 3 more stars left to go in this one.
20 more to go in terms of, completing the game in its entirety, so.
Yes. So next is Wiggler's 8 red coins, and okay. Actually, no, this is still fine.
Yeah, we can still take the shortcut, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go over here.
I forgot what the hell we were talking about.
Pretty much we were just talking about like the birthplace of like how Angry Video Game Nerd came to be about and such.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot.
That's fine.
I completely forgot about that.
I'm pretty much like I'm kind of on the same boat as you as well too. We're pretty much like something to do. It's a lot more fun to like hear pretty much like not just James Rolfe, but even like Doug Walker's own, like, honest takes on, like, you know, a certain piece of media and everything without them having to play, like, you know, their usual characters and such.
Yeah, it's fun hearing them. One of my favorite Doug Walker moments is basically when he reviewed the new live-action Lilo and Stitch movie. And literally, what was the first thing he said when he started that review?
Which one again?
Lilo and Stitch, the live-action film.
Oh, last year. I think he might have reviewed a live-action one. I want to say, like...
In the Untitled Review Show. Like, that's his new show.
Oh, Untitled Review Show?
Yeah, and you know what the first thing is that? I'll tell you. It's literally... He said, it's broken. It's still broken. In, like, you know, in Stitch, in Stitch voice.
Yes.
And Doug Walker, I feel, this just might be me, but I feel Doug Walker is one of the very first people to call out Disney on the stupid live-action remakes.
Yeah.
He really hates them. He really hates them.
I mean, like, to be fair and everything, like, you know, it's not really all that hard to see why and such.
And I don't blame it either, because the only live-action remake I liked was Cinderella. That was the only one I liked.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Oh well.
Yeah. But pretty much, like, honestly, I don't know, like, I'm in the same boat with you, is that, like, you know, when I first saw, like, you know, the Cinderella remake and everything in theaters and everything, like, you know, I thought it was fine for what it was and such.
I loved it. I thought it was amazing. It blew me away when I saw it.
Yeah.
But my faith in the live-action remakes died out pretty quickly, because a couple years later, I did see... What's the one I saw? Oh, yeah. Beauty and the Beast. Oh, my God, that was bad. Oh, my God, that was bad. It was so boring.
Pretty much there was that, and then, like, you know, everyone thought that, like, you know, the Lion King remake was gonna be bad, and then here came Snow White.
Ooh, Snow White.
Yeah.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
I'm proud to say that I've never seen that live action remake.
Yeah, same here.
And for good reason. Because you know why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much honestly, we all know why.
Yeah. It literally has to do with Snow White herself. Not the character, but
the actress.
The actress. And I'd rather not get into it because when that actress, I'm not gonna say her name, you guys can probably figure out who. That actress said like the original one scared her and shit. I mean that's to be expected because the original one can be scary at times. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it can. Like, you know, pretty much, especially like during the Queen transformation scene and everything. Like, pretty much honestly, right there, like, you know, that scene was done so well and everything, and like, pretty much honestly, like, I can see some people getting scared by a moment like that and such.
To me, the scariest part of the film is basically when Snow White is running into the forest and you see those trees get hands. Man, that's so well done that even to them, like, wow, how did kids not get scared back then? They might have, but you know.
I mean, to be fair, they might have. So it's like, you know, you never know and everything.
But yeah, you know. But the fact that she badmouthed the original. I was like, yeah, fuck you. I'm not going to see the film.
Yeah.
And nothing that comes out of my pocket is going into her pocket.
No, I understand. I understand completely.
Because that's my favorite Walt Disney Animation Studios film, actually, believe it or not.
Same here, actually. Like, I pretty much like it, yeah. Like, honestly, like, yeah, the more times I think about Snow White and, like, pretty much like, yeah, remember the fun time, like, you know, we have, like, when watching the original film and everything. Like, yeah, honestly, I go so far as to say that, like, you know, I pretty much like to say, for the first animated movie that, like, you know, Walt and the team did and everything, they did such a phenomenal job with it.
Indeed, especially the conditions they had to go through to get it made. Like, they almost went bankrupt doing that.
Pretty much, they almost went bankrupt, and pretty much, like, yeah, like, pretty much, like, if it was not for that, like, film festival that, like, you know, Walt attended back in Europe and everything, like, he probably also would have quit. Like, you know, pretty much he probably would have given up on, like, making Snow White to begin with.
Exactly. But the fact that it became a huge hit, and, you know, the rest is history. He built a new studio in Burbank, and then he basically made Pinocchio, which Pinocchio, I think, is another masterpiece.
Yeah, pretty much not only he made Pinocchio, but around the same time he made Pinocchio, he was also working on Fantasia.
Yes, which that film's gonna be very interesting actually, because I'm one of the few people that I'm like, what is the appeal of this? Who is this made for? That's gonna be very interesting. I don't know where you stand on Fantasia. That's
like I said, for me, Fantasia and everything, like, honestly, Fantasia is a film to where, like, you know, pretty much where I learned the history behind it, and even seeing myself, I do like it in terms of, like, you know, concept and everything, and, like, you know, what the whole idea behind the movie was when making it and everything. Although I will admit, like, honestly, it's one of the few, like, Disney animated films to where, like, pretty much, like, it's not a stretch to say that, like, that movie is made more for, like, not only just adults and everything, but it's definitely made for adults that, like, you know, pretty much are actually very familiar with, like, you know, the classical musics and all that.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah. Unless you don't like classical music, you're not gonna like Fantasia.
Yeah, pretty much.
I will say this: the Sorcerer's Apprentice segment.
I mean, honestly, like, pretty much it's between, like, the Sorcerer's Apprentice, the Nutcracker scene, and pretty much like a Night on Bald Mountain and everything. Like, those three pieces right there and everything really really are the highlights for me of those films.
Oh yeah, the Night of Bald. I forgot about the Night of Bald Mountain scene. Oh my god, that was great.
It was. It definitely was.
And that was actually one of the very few times Walt Disney voiced Mickey in a movie. Actually.
Yes, he was. The only other time that Walt voiced Mickey in a movie was actually for another Packers film during World War II, called Fun and Fancy Free.
Yeah. And by that time, you could tell. Oh boy, yeah, that was.
Pretty much. Actually, fun fact: Fun and Fancy Free was actually the very last time that pretty much like Walt pretty much like, you know, lent his voice to Mickey and everything before, like, you know, before someone else took over for Walt.
Yeah, that was Jimmy McDonald, because by that time, he was so busy that he was like, I don't have time to voice Mickey. Plus, he was smoking a lot. So
yeah, he was. He definitely was.
But that wasn't the very last time he voiced Mickey overall.
No, pretty much. I think he did voice him a little bit during the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, right?
Yes, that was the very last time he actually voiced him. And yeah, you could tell that the voice just wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
It went something like Hi, Mouseketeers. Hi, Mickey. Well, today is not like that, but you know.
Yeah. Hiya, kids. Well, today I'm gonna teach you how to smoke a joint, alright? All you gotta do is roll up a big fat one, take a big puff, and wait a minute, why are the cops here?
And apparently, I never knew about this, but apparently, I'm gonna say this with big air quotes. Apparently,
go ahead.
Walt was not the biggest fan of Goofy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he saw Goofy as like, this stupid character. He really, this is allegedly, so there's no concrete evidence to support it as of yet. I'm gonna have to do some research, but apparently Walt didn't like Goofy at all.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting, but yeah. It's interesting because Goofy then became so iconic. You know, you can't see Goofy without Mickey.
Yeah, I mean, like, pretty much, like, outside of, like, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and everything, like, pretty much, like, pretty much, like, in terms of, like, you know, original Disney characters and everything, like, pretty much, Goofy is definitely up there and everything. It's, like, you know, pretty much, like, Disney characters that, like, people still remember to this day.
And then Daisy's another one, Minnie Mouse is another one.
Yeah, Daisy, Minnie Mouse, pretty much, like, there's also Pluto. I do see some people like still being able to recognize other characters like Scrooge and Chip and Dale and such.
And also this guy. Out of my way, you rascals!
Yeah, Pete.
We can't forget Pete.
No, we can't actually.
I remember Pete. Do you remember Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
You mean the CGI remake and stuff?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I have actually. Like, yeah, actually, believe it or not, I did grow up with that show a little bit as a kid.
Same here. Same here. And actually, that's one of the few shows that I think they made Pete very likable. Actually.
Yeah, they did. Like, I pretty much like. Okay,
why can't you? I'm trying
to do a wall jump just so like I get to the other side to get the red coin. So. I sometimes try to do I pretty much the big problem with this mission right here. It's just trying to get to that other point where like you do need to do a wall jump and such. And pretty much
the station's not letting you. The station's not letting you for some reason. I
pretty much decided that, or like sometimes you might have to try to do a sideways long jump and like a sideways wall jump and such. And I had a feeling, I knew that was gonna happen.
Alright, so we're gonna be here for a while, but anyway.
Yeah, we are gonna be in here for a while. So if we ever run out of things to talk about, then pretty much you guys will know, like, why there's a big editing coming up soon.
But anyway, yeah, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was the very first show, as far as I can tell, that they made Pete very likable. And yeah, I will admit, the show made me like Pete a lot, actually, because I had no idea that he was this, you know.
Yeah, I pretty much like, you know, I pretty much like, comparing Pete to, like, you know, the original, like, you know, I pretty much like, you know, where it be like the original Source or like how he is in like the Kingdom Hearts series and everything, like, pretty much like, Pete was one of those characters and everything to where, like, you know, pretty much in order for a character like him to work in a preschool show and everything, they really did have to, like, you know, pretty much trim down his villain side a lot.
And honestly, he's just that salesman, like, hey, if you want to pass here, you have to pay me these coins or this number of coins. And honestly, I like that change. I think they made Pete very likable.
They do, yeah.
They also I don't know if you know this, but they also brought back a Mortimer for that show as well.
They did, actually. I pretty much I was wondering about that, and yeah, you're right. Pretty much like, yeah, they did actually brought back Mortimer and everything. I know that, like, I think Ludwig von Drake,
Ludwig von Drake was. I think he was actually my favorite character, one of my favorite characters for that show, because he was used a lot.
Yeah, he was. Like, I think there was, like, one episode, like, I don't remember, like, who got turned into a baby, but I do know there was one episode
where... It was Goofy.
It was Goofy. Okay, so it was Goofy.
Yeah, I remember that episode, because, for years,
I know, I had that coming in. Okay, actually, believe it or not, in my practice run, I actually got the star in the very first try. I got it in the very first try in the practice run, and now pretty much like welcome to a known curse known as the Let's Play curse, where pretty much like excuse me, we're pretty much like like as soon as you start recording the game and everything, and like pretty much there's always gonna be that one level or that one moment where you're gonna keep on screwing up over and over and over again.
But look at the bright side. At least you haven't gotten the game over.
No, not yet. And no, not yet. And pretty much that's because, like, you know, I keep getting, like, these 2-ups, actually.
So you can say this. At least the game is super generous. Like, hey, we don't want you to get a game over, so here you go.
It is, yeah. They are, yeah. Okay, that's better.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was Goofy Baby. I remember that episode because for years, this was when YouTube was still brand new.
Yeah.
I wanted to find that episode in its entirety, but since this was like the very early days, I couldn't find it, and it frustrated me. But I watched it recently on Disney Plus, since I have Disney Plus, and yeah, it's still as good as I remember it.
Good.
I think my favorite episode from Clubhouse was the one where Mickey and Donald play hide and seek.
Oh, nice. Pretty much the 2 episodes I remember the most from the Clubhouse. It was basically one, because I had this on DVD, actually. It was basically one where pretty much, like, Mickey and his friends were invited to, like, a costume party, like, hosted by Pete and everything. That one I do remember. And fun fact, like, pretty much, like, with that DVD, I was able to make pumpkin cookies for the first time and everything.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Yeah, and honestly, like, from what I remember them and everything, like, they were always very good and such and everything. Like, pretty much I enjoyed them and such.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What other episodes do you remember?
And there was another one where pretty much, like, Mickey and Donald were competing in a balloon race and such.
that one I might have seen, but I forgot because it's been a while.
I pretty much that's the one where pretty much the moral is just like, you know, Mickey is trying to like have Donald make sure that like, you know, he's being a good sport and such, and pretty much like being a good sport enough to where like, you know, pretty much both he and Mickey helped Pete out when Pete's balloon got stuck by a tree.
Oh, okay. Question, was Mickey's voice still pretty, you know, low? If you know what I mean by low, I mean like...
Let's see, if I remember, I think he sounded like this. Hey, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
No, okay, yes, I know how he sounds like, but I'll show you. I'll show you the difference. All right.
Okay.
Let me see if I can. All right. So we can. Yeah. Like the voice is pretty high, but it's not too high. If you know what I mean.
Yes. I think he did sound like that. It's been years since I've seen like a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but
I'm asking because that was one of the very last projects that Wayne Allwine did. Wayne Allwine was the voice of Mickey in Clubhouse before he died in 2009.
Interesting.
His voice for Mickey was like, it was similar to what it is today, but it was much lower. You know, like the high points were high. Well, the high points were still there, but he was like a much lower tone, like still high but low. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, and then they brought in Brett Iwan, who does the voice currently, and he's like a very higher pitch.
Okay. Alright, so pretty much finally we got the 8 red coins done. So now we're doing this. Alright, so now we're doing the final star before we get to the 100 coin star, and that is the Wiggler star. So pretty much, if you guys remember, as Barney said, we're not gonna go into that fight just yet. So pretty much, if you guys remembered, as Barney said and everything, there's a part right here in the map, and alright, I'm gonna wait till either this Goomba, so either that Goomba falls out, or at least until like I'm able to switch. I'm gonna try to like just walk on over there as best I can, because you actually do need to get back on top of that hill, and basically, okay, actually.
Oh, I also remembered. I don't know if you remember this episode. There was one episode where they had to take this baby Redbird home.
Baby Redbird. Again. Actually, that does sound familiar again.
Okay, well, actually, they took the goofy comedy to the extreme in that one, actually. Because you know they have these mouse tools, yes. Mouse tools. And actually, there was a pogo stick, and then Goofy was like, "Can you eat the pogo stick? Oh, Goofy, that's pretty silly. I once ate a hubcap." And then they show him eating a hubcap. I mean, Goofy's like, you need Goofy if you want to make Mickey funny at times, but you know.
No, you do. Like, yeah, pretty much like, in terms of like, Kingdom comedies and everything, like, pretty much Goofy is definitely up there and such. And
also Donald as well. Donald can sometimes be fun.
I pretty much with Donald, like, I pretty much just take any situation and have Donald be angry and everything, and pretty much like, you got a winning, like, pretty much you got a winning episode right then and there.
Sometimes, alright, so Donald, alright, so I was gonna say something about Donald. Donald is that character that basically, his trait is that he's short-tempered. Yes. But sometimes there's a difference between, making him very short-tempered, and also there's sometimes where they really overdo the short-temperedness at times, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I also do like nice Donald at times. I prefer when he's nice at times, Alright, here we go.
Go ahead.
Wow, you flooded my house! Why? Look at this mess! What am I going to do now?
I mean, is it really all that flooded? Like, you're in the net, okay? Like, I'm pretty sure all the water's gone down, alright? Just dry yourself up. Because, I mean, like, look, you got sunlight now.
The ceiling is ruined, the floor is soaked, what to do? It makes me so mad! Everything's been wrong ever since I got this star. It's so shiny, but it makes me feel strange.
That means you gotta go to a doctor now. Here, let me help you out. I think you just have a very bad case of a headache. So let me help you out with a stomach.
I can't take this anymore. First you get me all wet, then you stomp on me.
You want me to stomp on you
some more? Now I'm really mad. Wow!
Yeah, okay, honestly, I don't think your headache has gone away just yet. Let me go ahead and stomp on you some more. Hey, come back here. I got stuff on your head. Okay, there you go.
Be careful though. Like I said in the DS version, make sure when you jump on him, make sure not to land next to him because as soon as he starts moving, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah, pretty much like we also said, like Wiggler can hurt pretty much.
He hurts like hell.
He can hurt like a motherfucker. He can.
Yeah, he hurts like hell. So be careful. But anyway.
Yes.
Hey, knock it off! That's the second time you nailed me. Now you're asking for it, clinging breath.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We need to help you out. There you go. Are you better now?
Ouch, Uncle. Okay, I give up.
Okay, there might have been a typo there. Like, I give.
Yeah, I give. Actually, no. Okay, like, pretty much, like, no. I pretty much it could go one or two ways. Like, I have seen some people say, like, I give, or pretty much, like, people can also say I give up and such. So it's like one of those, like, I pretty much one of those, like, either war types.
Alright, that's fine. Anyway.
Ouch, Uncle. Yeah,
alright, yeah.
Phew, I feel better now. I don't really need it anymore anyway. I can see the stars from my sitting at night. They make me feel peaceful. Please come back and visit anytime.
And they should.
Okay, sure, I guess. Yeah, he's strong. And okay, pretty much. All right, let's see if we can. I'm not moving at all. Watch. And there he goes.
I mean, we didn't even move, and like he fell down immediately.
I mean, like I said, look at that. Like, just look how big these grids are. Like, pretty much just look how big, like, pretty much the holes are in his net and everything. Like, pretty much I'm kind of surprised Mario's not falling off.
Yeah, that's true.
Here we go. All right, 1 star left to go, and that's the 100-coin star. Alright, honestly, my best advice for this one, always stick to big.
Alright, let's go to Big Island.
Yeah. I pretty much always stick to big for this one, because as Barney said, the more Goombas you're able to ground pound, the more you're able to get blue coins and such.
Yes, so let's go ahead and start. Alright, that's 1.
So pretty much right off the bat, alright, let's just say I got that one. So right off the bat, you get like 20 coins to start at the beginning.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like I said, anytime you see a post like that, just keep running around and around and around, and sooner or later, it'll give you 5 coins. Yeah, let's see. Alright, I'll try to get the other if I can, it's alright. It's not gonna be the end of the world.
What? No, this wasn't that. It's just a Koopa.
Oh. Actually, no, yeah. Back here! No! You're just gonna take off my clothes again! Darn right I am! Thank God we don't have police in here! Hey! You made me go backwards! How dare you! Well, I can go backwards! Get out of here! Don't make me punch you! Yeah, there you go. And now you don't.
Okay, there we go. I think you can climb. Oh, fuck.
Actually, yeah, no, you can't climb on there easily. You don't really need a shell to get up there. Okay, actually, alright, actually, my other advice for you as well, too, get the red, pretty much save the red coins for last. There we go. I don't want the blue coin to fall off, so.
Help Mario bounce, say, bounce!
Ah!
It's working! Look at this! I'm going up!
Yep, I had a feeling.
It's working! It's working!
It's working! It's working! Well, it was working.
So help Mario bounce, say, bounce!
Bounce!
Whoa! No, just kidding. Not the wrong character. Wrong character. They actually brought Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I think you already know this because I told you privately. They brought Mickey Mouse Clubhouse back. I think last year actually.
Yeah, like like I said, like even though I didn't grow up with Disney all too much as a kid and everything, like pretty much Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was one of the few Disney shows I did watch growing up. I did watch growing up as a kid and such.
Same here, but now let me ask this question.
Alright, go ahead.
Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends versus Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
I pretty much definitely Thomas and Friends.
Yeah, easily Thomas and Friends. To me, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Any show that goes against Thomas is gonna win automatically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he got back in the show. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the closest competitor I can give Thomas is SpongeBob.
Honestly, for me, the closest competitor to me in terms of, like, you know, which one I would watch more, like, would definitely be Ed and Eddie.
Okay, that's a good choice.
Yeah, because like I said, like, you know, I pretty much my two main, like, childhood entertainment back in the day and everything was either, like, you know, was either Thomas and Friends or pretty much, like, anything from Cartoon Network and especially Ed and Eddie.
So Ed and Eddie was your like SpongeBob in a way.
Pretty much it was, actually, yes. Actually, fun fact, funny that you said that because pretty much like both Ed and Eddie and SpongeBob came out in the exact same year, actually.
1999.
Yeah, 1999. But I do believe that Ed and Eddie was released first on January 4th, and then SpongeBob was released.
Yes, SpongeBob came out May 1st.
Yeah, May 1st.
Of 99.
Yeah. Dang it. Okay, actually, you know what?
From what I can remember, I never long jumped in that area. I basically just, jumped normally. So yeah, try jumping normally.
I'm gonna try this first. And pretty much if that doesn't work, then I'll just go back to, like, large.
What would you consider the worst episode of Ed and Eddie? That's a curious question.
The worst episode? Let's see here. That's a good question. So far, at least in terms of the seasons that, like, I have rewatched up until this point. Honestly, okay, like, I can't pick an episode as of yet, because, like, it's been a while. But honestly, looking back on it, like, there was one season where, like, even looking back on it as a kid and everything, I thought it was the weakest season out of Ed and Eddie. Pretty much it would be season 5, where, like, you know, pretty much, like, the characters started going to, like, a school and such.
Okay,
yeah.
I see. Now let's switch to shows. What in your opinion is the worst SpongeBob episode? At least from those seasons you've seen.
Okay. For, like, the worst episodes from the seasons I've seen?
Yeah, from the seasons you've seen.
I guess the only episode I would pick, in terms of, like, which one I thought was, like, okay, actually, this one's not necessarily the worst, just more so, like, weak. But the one I thought was, like, pretty weak and everything would definitely have to go to, like, pretty much would definitely have to go to, like, the episode where, like, pretty much, like, you know, the Eds think that, like, you know, Kevin is, like, spied on them, or that, like, you know, he's somehow way more smarter than them. And then pretty much, like, when it comes to, like, you know, pretty much crashing one of Jimmy's birthday parties and everything, like, it's one of those episodes where pretty much, like, pretty much it's one of those episodes where, like, Eddie's paranoia and everything pretty much, like, you know, I pretty much got him and the other Eds into trouble and such.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of SpongeBob, I want to hear that.
Let's see. My least favorite episode from SpongeBob.
At least from the seasons you've seen.
Let's see here. Because there are a couple. I'm trying to think, like, which one would be one.
To me, easily one of the worst episodes of the entire show is the Great Snail Race.
Yeah, that I do know, and I do remember you not liking the Great Snail Race.
It's unwatchable. To me, it's unwatchable. Completely unwatchable.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair. I can't think of any SpongeBob episodes off the top of my head to where, like, I don't want to watch it ever again. At least, like, not that I can remember.
Alright, that's fair.
Okay, so I think it should be good from here on out. Got 20 right here. Now we got some
My friend's in there.
And I know we got some more 5s coming up soon. So, alright, so you know what? I think we should be A-okay to get red coins for this one.
Yeah.
My friend's in there.
Once again, congratulations.
God, I never get sick of that fish.
Yeah,
Like.
and that pretty much my favorite war is just where, like, pretty much the guy is just so down, he's just like, 2 hours is long enough! That's it!
God.
Hey, Bubble Buddy, you're finished!
You're finished!
You have to press rating? Or a bubble?
I will admit, the fish's anger is justified in that episode.
It definitely is.
One of the very few times I actually agree with them.
Yeah.
And actually, their jerkiness is the reason why I don't like another season 3 episode. And I think this guy knows.
Oh yeah. Okay. So pretty much this is the one where like pretty much quote unquote it's supposed to be a lost episode, quote unquote.
Yes, quote unquote lost episode. As is this one to fly pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like if you took it's like
Okay, pretty much it's like if you took what's that one episode?
It's to me that episode feels proto Good Neighbors in a way. Proto Good Neighbors.
In a way, I can see where you're coming from with that.
I say proto because obviously it's very different from Good Neighbors, and Good Neighbors sucks hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Like, I pretty much Good Neighbors is an episode where I can easily see like people not being a fan of it. I pretty much especially like give it to like what the episode is about and such.
Just Squidward wanted to have a Sunday, and guess who ruins it?
And pretty much yeah, SpongeBob and oh yeah, I remember you. Get away from me.
What the hell was that?
Okay, so pretty much, alright, so pretty much like this happens very rarely, but what happens is that like once in a while, I think you need to hit a certain spot. You need to hit a certain spot where basically this black ball will basically start materializing, and as it keeps following you and following you, it's gonna keep on getting bigger and bigger until it starts blowing up. And pretty much you just need to try to get out of there as fast as you can.
I never knew about that actually. Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, it's very rare. Pretty much it's very rare, but I have activated it a couple of times.
Wow, I actually never knew about it.
Yeah. Alright, let's see here, because we got 16, that's about... Actually, no, that's about 8. And, actually, yeah, no. Okay, actually, yeah, no, we should be fine with this. So, you know what, yeah, let's go get the, let's see if we can try to get the 8 red coins again.
Hi, Squidward! Oh, I mean, goodbye,
Squidward!
Is it opposite day? Terrible!
I'll tell you what's terrible. Living next to you. You're the worst neighbor in history!
Wow, that's the nicest thing Squidward has ever said to me.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna go and get 8 red coins for your, 100 coin mission, because that's all I'm good for, I guess. Alright, 100 coins. There we go. Okay, actually, alright. We finally did it. So now we're all done with, alright, now we're all done with Tiny Huge Island and such. So once I get this star, actually, no, I do need to get the other ones. Okay, actually, yeah, you know what, I'll just like the course.
Yeah, I'll just that's it. Let's go ahead.
Alright, so pretty much we only got 2 more courses left to go, and a secret course, actually. But before we do the secret course, we're gonna go ahead and do another course real quick. But before we do that course, I'm gonna give myself a free star.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did I tell you about using your powers, trainee?
Yay.
Getting to the final star in the endless stairs takes practice, not cheating.
I mean that works. That works.
Yeah.
All right, I can't wait to hear it. It's been a while.
If I could talk to him.
There's something strange about that clock. As you jump inside, watch the position of the big can. Oh, look what I found. Damn, Mario, catch!
And he chucks it off the window.
Oops.
But yeah, here you go, restart. Alright, now unlike what Barney did, and now unlike what Barney did, and like, you know, when he did TikTok clock and everything, I'm actually gonna go ahead and show you what each of these, like, you know, different positions do if you were to, like, you know, go inside TikTok clock, based on whatever number this big can is going. So for this one, I'm gonna go into number 3. And we're gonna do roll into the cage. So, alright, yeah, let me show you just how different just how different TikTok clock is. You see this? This is a pit. And if you know anything about pits, you do not want to go down said pit. So pretty much like that free little like flooring and everything that like the DS version gave you, that's not there. Pretty much TikTok clock is set up to where, like, you know, if you slip up, and if you slip up in the wrong position, you lose a life.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And pretty much like it's a set and everything. So depending on, like, you know, what position, like, you know, the big can has landed before you like enter into TikTok clock, will pretty much activate these gears and everything into different ways. So because I landed onto because I went in right as the big can landed on 3, then every gear and mechanic. And pretty much every gear and mechanic and everything has just been going slowed down and such, making it fairly easy to platform, but you still gotta, like, you know, be mindful of where you are and such.
And you also gotta pay attention to the platforms, you know, and the patterns they do. So.
Yes. Wait right here.
Go ahead. Yep. Jump. Yep. There we go.
Okay. Alright, now thankfully this first star is pretty easy. It's basically the same way as it was in DS. Except for this time, the star's right there, right in front of you. You don't need to worry about grabbing the advantage cap. So let's go right here, and there you go.
Here we go.
Okay, so pretty much that's what happened when you land onto a 3. But what would happen if you were to, like, say, go in right when the big can is at a 6? So let's wait till the 6 appears. And in we go. So, alright, if let's go into the 6, let me show you right here. Yeah, you see those gears? So pretty much if you were to land to a 6, pretty much every single gear will start working randomly and such. So pretty much, this little string right here, you can stop a little bit, go slow, or even go very fast and such. This conveyor belt right here can actually, it can either push you forward or pull you back. And pretty much you got these blocks right here where pretty much like, we'll jump either in one direction or jump in a different direction. Or pretty much in these blocks right here, pretty much these blocks actually move by themselves and everything. They don't move simultaneously. So, so pretty much now you gotta be extra careful. With those gears and such.
Mamma mia.
So, alright, so for this one, this star is actually not too bad, so I'm gonna keep it at 6 for now.
Let's go.
I was gonna mention this.
Go ahead.
I'm going to see the Mario Galaxy film opening night.
Nice.
Ooh, what the hell? It's going fast.
Oh yeah, so pretty much like I said, this is what happens when you like. Alright, so this is what happens when when pretty much you enter TikTok clock when the big can's on 6. Pretty much when you land on 6, every gear is gonna work randomly.
Oh yeah, I can see that. It's going backwards and forwards.
Going backwards and forwards with the conveyor belt. Pretty much as you saw with the hand switch, sometimes the hand switch will like either stop, go slow, or pretty much like go even faster. So, yeah. So at least like if you want something like a challenge and everything, definitely go inside right when the big can's getting ready to like turn to the 6, either 6 or even a 9, which I'll show you what happens if it was to go into a 9. Okay, I'm gonna. Whoa! Did I make it? I made it. Okay, you know what? I'll take that. Alright, I'm trying.
You did it.
No.
But yeah, going opening night to see the film. I'm very excited because.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen
pretty
the
much like if you guys saw the posters and everything, I don't think it's gonna be much of a stretch to say that like sooner or later we will actually get like some kind of like a Super Smash Brothers movie in the works sometime real soon.
Yes, and I was gonna say this. Everybody was excited about Fox being in the poster. I was just more excited for Uki. Uki.
Yes,
Uki.
pretty much like that same little monkey in which like at least on my end like I was having a little bit of a trouble trying to catch him and such.
Thankfully, that was reworked in the DS version.
Yes.
Yeah, I can understand the fucking frustration you guys have.
Okay. Almost.
But anyways, I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but at least we know one rule.
Yes, we do.
Do not touch Uki on
Oh yeah. Pretty much do not touch that Uki like right by a fly guy and such. Because pretty much like if you touch that Uki, he pretty much like steals your cap, and pretty much that Uki is even more tougher to get and everything, so you can get your cap back.
In the DS version, you can actually eat. Well, Yoshi eats him, but he's like,
Nah, don't eat me. I don't taste good.
Pretty much I can just imagine Yoshi being like, yeah, you know what, you suck.
Actually, I have some fun trying to remove Uki from the stage altogether because it's possible, but it does take some time. But I have done it. But unfortunately, you know what's the downside to it?
What?
He respawns. Unfortunately, he does respawn, which sucks hard. Yeah, honestly.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep on trying. I'm gonna keep on trying going with 6. And if it does get to be too much, then you know what? Like at the very least, I'll go with 3. Because you can't do it. I almost did it, like right over there. So you can do it. It's just one of those where it's just like you're gonna have to practice on it and such.
Let's ask that, sir. What time is it? Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can you tell us the time?
It's like 3:15.
Alright, thank you, sir.
Okay, that part right there was my. Okay, that part right there was my fault.
I don't know. Oh, who said that?
Me, I guess.
Go!
Oh, yeah. Ghost! Okay, you know what? That's That's one episode I almost always forget until someone like says a quote from that episode, and I'm like, oh yeah, that episode.
I love that episode. That might be my second favorite season 3 episode, actually.
I can see why.
Bikini Bottom proudly presents The Nude Pranksters, starring the Bikini Bottom
Ghost. Please shut up on the whoopee cushion.
Listen, Patrick, please shut up on the whoopee cushion.
Oh god, I love that episode.
Yeah.
That's my second favorite, because my favorite is actually, and this might not be a popular opinion,
Oh. Okay, I didn't miss that, but whatever. At least I didn't. Die.
So look and see. It is here, but millions of years. Whatever the hell is that? Because I'll be honest, the only reason I returned to Ugg is that, you know.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
The one where they're like.
Yeah, pretty much like pretty much like a SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick are like a caveman and such. And he's going.
The only reason I returned that episode. Go ahead. You were gonna say?
No, like I know. Pretty much like pretty much like no. I was just like I pretty much giving the plot summary of like what Ugg is and such.
Oh yeah, that one where they're cavemen. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason I come back to that episode is the scene where they eat everything.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hooray! Looks like our prehistoric pals had just discovered fire, but they soon learn that when you play with fire, you may get burned. Stay tuned.
Remember, kids, don't play with fire.
How we can see fire with 2 sticks? I guess it was a party.
Party!
This is great.
I love how he gets picked up by the dinosaur, and then he's like, "Well, that was the end of the episode, kids.
Bye, kids. I'm just gonna get eaten alive right here."
I guess who does Apache? Tom Kenny.
Oh yeah, pretty much that part I didn't know about, and I pretty much like the one who played the caveman was actually the voice of Patrick.
Yeah, Bill Fagerbucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
And God, he's so good at it. He's so good at it. I love my favorite part of the Apache segment is like, where do you get this stuff, buddy? And then everybody's like, let's go see what Kiwi thinks, Scrap. And then he slowly goes into the robot, the caveman, and then he touches it. Attack! Buddy, you ruined me, caveman show.
Prehistoric is lame. Everybody knows the future is where it's at.
What? That's not true.
Hey, don't listen to him, kids. We all know the prehistoric times. What was fun to say is like, cool.
Yeah. And pretty much like I like how during that segment and everything and pretty much it comes back to SpongeBob working in a Krusty Krab, and Mr. Krabs just like, SpongeBob, what's the matter with you?
I don't know, Mr. Krabs,
but I get the feeling that somewhere out there, a pirate and a parrot is arguing something about me. And the parrot is winning.
Doesn't. Well, let's go watch. Let's go watch K-Roll SpongeBob, kids. Doesn't. And then it just starts the episode.
Yeah. Man, it kind of really sucks that, nowadays, Nickelodeon barely does anything with the Apache and Party segments these days.
I think it's because, this is just my opinion, this just might be a theory. But I'm gonna be honest, by the time you get to, Truth and Square, the Apache segments are becoming, very bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair thing to say.
The only one that I can say that was pretty good was the one from It's a SpongeBob Christmas, where it was actually stop motion.
Yes.
But yeah, after Truth and no, I take that back.
Okay, honestly, the only last good Apache segment I remember and everything was definitely from a Friend and Foe.
Oh, that was amazing. That one was amazing.
I don't want to be a friend anymore.
Fancy now. Squawk.
The one in Atlantis where Panda is actually better than the actual episode.
It is. It is actually. It is.
And you know why I like it?
Why?
Because he doesn't sing an awkward song. Well, there is a musical called Welcome to Encino, but Patchy's not the one singing it.
Yeah,
he's like,
pretty much. Patchy's not the one. Not the one singing it. I mean, actually, fun fact, pretty much I don't know if you remember this and everything, but I pretty much I do distinctly remember that I pretty much I do remember myself and everything that when that like when like Atlantis Square Pandas was like first aired on Nickelodeon, the Apache segments were not aired at all. Like it was just like pretty much it was just a special itself.
Actually, because I saw a re-airing because I think Atlantis came out in 2005. Let me do a
I think it did, yeah.
I'll do a Google search on my phone. Let me see.
But yeah, but at least from my memory and everything, and I don't know, like, if it's gonna be, like, you know, another case of, like, you know, a Mandela effect and everything, but I do distinctly remember that, like, originally, like, when Atlantis Square Pandas was aired and everything, Apache segments were not included at first.
Alright, let me see when it came out. Alright, so it aired on November 12th, 2007.
Okay.
I think that, yeah, this was season 5. I remember that. Okay, let me see the trivia. Let me see.
Yeah, big animation.
I think it's. I think it's. Let's see. I think it might be a Mandela effect because what I saw when they re-aired it.
I know that I know that like when they re-aired it, like yeah, the Apache segments were there. But like, but like I could have sworn that like when it was aired the first time, like the Apache segments were not included. But again, like it could just be me having a Mandela effect. So pretty much anyone down there in the comments and everything, like for anyone that has seen like Atlantis Square Pandas when it first aired, do you remember the Apache segments being included like when it first aired on Nickelodeon, or pretty much like do you remember them just airing the special, or do you remember like the special itself being aired without the Apache segments?
I do not.
I'm very curious to learn.
I do remember seeing Truth or Square when it first aired.
Yeah, okay, yeah, like at least with Truth or Square, I do remember that like yeah, the segments were like very different and such in between like airings and such.
And I'll be honest, like the segments were better than the actual episode itself.
It's not hard to say where, yeah.
Talk about a disappointing 10th anniversary episode. The only part I remember from that episode is,
you remember the time Sandy and I got married?
What?
And it was all staged.
And it pretty much just turned out to be a play.
It was all a play, yeah. Oh god, I can't. Oh god.
Although it might be a play, but like with the way that SpongeBob was smiling and everything, I think he'd like to imagine that like he did actually marry Sandy. Well, that was very interesting because, like, yeah, like, I pretty much like, although that part is very interesting because, like, yeah, going back into like season 1 and everything with SpongeBob and everything, like, I pretty much like, yeah, it's kind of easy to see that, like, there probably was going to be like, I pretty much you could tell that, like, yeah, there were some early ideas about like, a possible idea of like Sandy becoming SpongeBob's girlfriend, but yeah, like by the time season 2 came out and everything, like yeah, it was very clear that like that was dropped like as quickly as possible.
Yeah. I mean, those two are like super close. Like I would say Sandy and SpongeBob are much closer than SpongeBob is with Patrick. Well, that's debatable actually. That's debatable because
I mean, yeah, it could be debatable. Cause I mean, like, to be fair, like, these were the same two best friends that took care of like a baby clam together.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
And actually, that's one of the best episodes of the whole show, in my opinion.
If I was a mom, this would be shocking.
Just call me Daddy. You're right. If I was a mom, this would be very shocking. Just call me Daddy.
I also like, I pretty much also like a joke in the same episode where like, I pretty much like, while SpongeBob and Patrick were like, taking Junior out for a walk, you see these other fish couples coming in, and pretty much I like how their thought bubbles just being like, SpongeBob, starfish, equals.
Oh yeah, that scene was hilarious.
It was.
And you know what's the funny part about that episode?
What?
You need to tell me that SpongeBob basically had like 10 shorts, and not once did he basically stop. He basically continued doing them.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Oh, Patrick, I'm so glad you're home after working all day.
Work was
I
so
can't wait
tired,
for my break.
SpongeBob. I'll help you out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, for sure.
Patrick?
I'll get to it eventually.
I like that. I like that. And there we go.
You have no fucking clue how many times I lose the.
No, I believe you. I believe you on that. That right there is definitely a very funny moment right there. I definitely believe you on that.
And it's not SpongeBob and Patrick saying it. It's actually the first narrator is like.
All right. Okay. Now here's what happens when you land on a 9. Look at this. Everything's going very fast, including the sand. Although honestly, I will be honest right here. If you are gonna get this start, and yeah, honestly, it's very worth it to like put the big can on 9 for reasons you'll see later.
Because it's much faster. Yeah,
Yes.
I'll give you that.
And okay, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen.
Patrick Star, we need to talk.
Can you wait a minute, SpongeBob?
No, not one more minute, Mr. Man.
Hey, I was playing that game.
You never catch it. Well, I forgot that. You never share. You never do anything.
He's only this big, alright? How much does he crap in his pants? So? That's not much.
And then you see the mountain.
What kind of father am I?
I'll change his time
6 o'clock.
I promise.
So, what's the plan for today?
No more overtime. From now on, I'm super dad. I'm gonna come home exactly at 6 o'clock.
Great, so I'll see you at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
When I close midnight. God, I just love like
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
12 a.m.
just the fact that it cuts directly to the fucking car.
Yeah, that's the beauty. I mean, honestly, that was the beauty of like classic SpongeBob. Just the way that like they were able to like, pretty much just the way that like they're always able to like make each joke not only memorable but time it just right and everything. Pretty much like time it just right and everything that like you still remember. That pretty much you still remember the gags to this day and everything.
Oh, definitely, 100%, 100%. I would say this. There's a lot of episodes I love, but out of the classic era, I think my favorite, and this might be my favorite episode of the whole show.
Go ahead.
Is I think okay, I'll give you the hint.
Yeah,
I always
grab
get
training
like this
video.
one.
What was that?
Pretty much it's the training video.
You're close, but it's not that one.
Chocolate.
No, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you the hint.
I always go to work this way.
You're not
Oh yeah, just one bite.
We're gonna play hooky.
Oh yeah, that one. But Patrick, we promised.
Oh, Mr. Krabs is such a big dummy.
We played on those hooks all day long, and nothing bad happened to us.
Now, SpongeBob, are you gonna listen to a big dummy, or are you gonna listen to me?
Listen to me? See you later, SpongeBob. I'm gonna have some fun. Woo! Come on,
No,
SpongeBob.
I want to have fun, but Mr. Krabs said not to go near another.
Yeah, pretty much like, just in case you can't tell, welcome to, like, the 4th star of TikTok clock. We're pretty much... No, I didn't die, somehow. I did not die. I'm just all the way back into the beginning. So, pretty much like, alright, so this is the 4th star that Barney got in the DS version, where pretty much I gotta go all the way up.
What's the blood that was over there? Well, go back.
What?
Go back. No, bother. Sorry, man.
Nah, it's alright. Were you talking about the yellow block?
Yeah, what's in that block?
Pretty much in that block and everything, it's just coins.
Oh, okay, alright. I was just curious about that. Anyway.
No, you're fine. But I pretty much like, at least for this one and everything, like, you know, if you do want the clock to move and such, because like I said, you can't actually get the star, like, you know, without having the clock move, but if you want the clock move, I would say, like, you know, I pretty much have a move at around, like, you know, pretty much at around 3. So pretty much we got only one more star to go, and I hope you guys like a very long episode, because in terms of, like, you know, this recording, it's almost going to be an hour and a half, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty much it's going to be our long, at least to me on my end, it's going to be the longest episode to date out of any game I've played so far. And that's because I keep making stupid mistakes like this.
Yeah. You're making stupid. Yeah, you're making stupid. Nah, just kidding.
Nah, it's fine.
I'll give you this. At least the entertaining conversation is keeping the mood up. So
it did. Like it did. Like pretty much like. Okay, that was on me. That was on me. You're just doing this on purpose now, aren't you? Okay, you know what? Damn it, Mario.
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, but anyways, I was gonna say, you know, at least the entertaining conversation is keeping the mood up. I'll give you that.
It did, yeah, it definitely did. Because, yeah, like, you know, we were able to talk a lot, even if it was just, like, you know, stuff like Mickey Mouse or SpongeBob and everything, we were able to talk a lot.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys like the conversations, because, you know, it keeps the mood up from this episode becoming pretty boring.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my god! I must be at the computer! My crazy teacher, Mr. Crocker!
Yes! Yes, I'm Mr. Crocker, using my website fairies.real.one.
God, I can get the voice perfectly. What the fuck?
You can, yeah. Pretty much, actually, you can, actually.
Yes, I'm Mr. Crocker, using the website fairies.real.one. I'm gonna show everybody about those fairy godparents!
There's only one explanation from here. Timmy Turner must have surfaced through the internet and everything with the help of his fairy godparents!
Fairy godparents! Must Princess
Said. Although this dress does make me feel pretty, oh well. At least no one that I know will be able to see this.
This is cool. I'll say this. Oh no, I said.
Hey!
Oh no, I'm peeing!
Hey, who peed?
Somebody open my files!
Busted!
And then I forgot the other line.
Pretty much like, pretty much has a line where, like, Mr. Crocker is just like, pretty much like, Mr. Crocker says, like, pretty much like,
oh, there's only one plausible explanation here. Timmy Turner wants to start surfing the internet and everything with the help of his fairy
godparents! Must get 3 petasaurs! And then...
And actually, a fun fact. I do believe that, like, Mr. Crocker, I do believe that Mr. Crocker's mother is actually voiced by the same voice actor as Mr. Crocker.
Oh, Carlo? Carlos Alcaraz? Nice!
Yes, I do believe so. Okay, I'm gonna get
that is so good. Like, the fact you get to Crocker and then...
No.
Like,
okay, well, that failed.
wow.
I know.
Incredible. Nah, that just showed me.
Nah, it's okay. Nah, it's okay. Yes, I know. You guys are very jealous of my gameplay skills, alright? Pretty much at this point, I'm surprised, like, I'm not any, like, a speedrunner, like, top player at this point. I am so good, aren't I? I am so good! Look at how good I am at gameplay, everybody!
When you did this one on the practice run, how did it go?
Pretty much I will admit, like, for the practice, actually, believe it or not, for the practice one, like, run, the only, like, mission, like, I was struggling the most in TikTok Clock was the third one, the hand one. I pretty much the rest of the stars and everything, I was able to get in, like, almost no problem and such. Once again, though, it's just, like, you know, the dreaded, let's play curse and such.
Yeah, as much as we don't want to admit it's real, it's fucking real.
Although pretty much, like, you know, if you want to be extra funny, you could just say, like, you know, I'm just using that as, pretty much you could just say I'm using that as an excuse to say, like, you know, I'm not that bad at video games.
69%, 71%. Yes, yes,
1%. Damn it!
yes. I mean, no. 79%.
80%.
I love that when the Crocker, whatever the hell the Crocker that was.
I think it was like the Crocker bot or Crocker delete bot or whatever it is, but yeah.
79%. 75%. What? No!
Alright, that was
yeah, that pretty much like, yeah, he starts eating all the files and such.
No! Let's get the file. Where's that file? Where's that file?
Oh, you mean this file?
No! Upload commencing. 1%. What?
Woohoo!
Yeah, pretty much, okay, so honestly, like, it was between, like, SpongeBob and the Fairly Odd Parents, like, pretty much, like, yeah, those were one of the very, like, two, okay, I made it! I almost made it. Pretty much, like, yeah, like, you know, in terms of, like, you know, Nickelodeon cartoons that I've watched and everything, like, yeah, pretty much, like, both, like, you know, Fairly Odd Parents and SpongeBob were the only two shows that, like, I pretty much I grew up with for a while until, like, you know, until like a Tough Puppy and like the Penguins of Madagascar started airing on Nickelodeon and such.
That's cool. Well, Nickelodeon to me was like just SpongeBob, pretty much all SpongeBob. I did watch Fairly Odd Parents a lot, but yeah, SpongeBob was like my, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Penguins of Madagascar I did watch one time. I love Penguins of Madagascar. I think that show is underrated.
It is, like, I pretty much from what I remember and everything, like, pretty much the Penguins of Madagascar was a very good show and such.
It was. I was actually rewatching it a couple months ago. Still a very fun show. Still a very fun show.
Yeah, I can imagine and such. Like, I pretty much watched one show along with Toad Puppy and everything that, like, I actually do want to rewatch one day soon.
Same here. Alright, that's another Mr. Crocker voice, because it's a voice that takes a lot from you.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much I will admit it is one flaw with, like, a TikTok clock and everything is that, like, you know, pretty much this course is very large.
It's large and very difficult too, if you're like a new player.
Yeah.
I think this course is like, to me at least this might be one of my least favorite courses in the original. Because at least in the DS version it's fine. I can take the DS version one.
But pretty much in the original and everything, like I said, everything, like, you know, depending on where you fall off and everything, you better hope that, like, pretty much wherever you fall off and everything, that, like, you're able to land on, like, you know, at the very least, the very bottom of the platform and everything, because if not, then, like, 9 times out of 10, you will be falling into a pit and such.
I get on the hand. Yep, there we go.
Alright, so it won't be long now, and then afterwards we'll go ahead and end off the episode. Like I said, an hour and 30 minutes. Okay, so pretty much it's either going to be this episode or the final episode where it's going to be, where it's definitely going to be the longest one to date.
I think mine is going to be probably the longest because we have let's.
Pretty much like you only have like 1,300 coins left, and then you got to get the 2 secret stars from like for pretty much like the final Bowser fight and such. Make it.
You can do this. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Finally. All right. Alright, everyone, an hour and 30 minutes. So, like I said, I hope you guys like long Let's Plays and such, because, like I said, that's definitely going to be the longest part of our gaming channel to date and everything. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, hopefully it goes.
Yeah, because pretty much, like I said, Let's Play Curse and everything, pretty much with those 2 levels that, like, pretty much I kept on struggling on and everything, like, yeah, it's definitely going to make for a very long part, so pretty much we'll try to keep this as short and sweet as we can, but... Alright, so pretty much we got one more part left to go from both my end and Barney's end in terms of Mario 64 and everything. On my end, we're going to finish off TikTok Clock, and then okay, either one or 2 things. I might do Rainbow Ride first, and then I'll go ahead and do the Secret Star before we get to the final Bowser fight, or I might do the Secret Star first, and then do Rainbow Ride before we get to the final Bowser fight. Either one of those 2 will happen either way. And in terms of Barney's end, yes, he only has about like 1,300 coins, stars to go and everything. And then pretty much you gotta get the final 2 stars in Bowser's level, and then it's off to fight. And then it's off to fight Joseph Gorbachev Bowser.
Yes. And let me tell you, that final battle is gonna be something.
It is. Pretty much it's going to be something for both of us. And then pretty much once we get done and everything, Barney and I are gonna go ahead and give our final thoughts on both games, and we might have something very special at the end. It's sort of like a little bonus video for this LP channel and everything. But,
yes, be on the lookout for that because it's gonna be a lot of fun.
And who knows and everything. Like Barney and I have enjoyed that part and everything. Then then at the very least, who knows? Maybe we might do that for a future. Maybe we might do that for all of our other future LPs for our gaming channel.
Yes, sir. Now, in terms of the next Let's Play that we're gonna do after these 2 games, well, we already gave a hint on the previous lesson, but in case you missed my last part, we'll go ahead and give a
yeah. So pretty much like I said, after this, Barney and I are gonna take a very long vacation. We did
not literally.
Not literally, but pretty much we just need to try to figure out what hotel do we want to stay at and such.
I was thinking Beverly Hills Hotel. How's that?
It sounds nice. It sounds real nice. So pretty much like we said, maybe we might check into Motel 6 and such.
That one's pretty good. How about? Oh, I know. How about a Marriott Hotel?
Okay. Oh, I don't know about that. We might, we might have to check just to make sure if that's a good hotel or not.
No, not that one. Hilton Hotel.
Oh, okay. Maybe it might be better. Who knows?
Or maybe the San Juan Hotel.
Get on with it! Okay.
Just kidding.
I know.
Just kidding. But yeah, that little hint might be a hint as to what game we're gonna do next. And get ready, folks, because it's gonna be something.
Hey. Yeah, that is true. Alright, guys, well, pretty much it's been the Super Retro Brothers, or at least the Super Gaming, Super Retro Brothers. There's been Super Retro Brothers saying thank you all so much for watching our Mario 64 project. If you guys have enjoyed these 2 episodes, don't forget to hit the like button. If you guys are super excited to pretty much see to see the finale episodes of both the DS and 64 version, hit that subscribe button as well. And speaking of games, don't forget, if you guys got any games you want me or Barney to try out in the near future, list them in the comments on YouTube and such. And like we said, we can't post links just yet, but whenever you guys get a chance, make sure you guys check out, not only our separate channels, but our other co-op channel, Review Bros, where we review movie, TV shows, music, and books together.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, guys, this has been Hickory Diesel with my good friend...
Bonnie, also known as OTBot7.
And we're the Super Retro Brothers, saying thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next we'll see you all at the finale of Super Mario 64 and the DS. So until then, take care, everybody, and bye bye.